How vulnerable does this leave Africa when we talk about addressing issues of climate change?
Yeah, we already have visible impacts on the ground in Africa, despite the fact that they contribute less to the climate crisis. And that huge sum, it's supposed to go into adaptation because we're already seeing the impact of climate change on different landscapes across Africa. We are now seeing more desertification. We are now seeing more issues of forced migration. We are now seeing cyclones, which are supposed to be alien to the African continent. And these funds are supposed to take care of adaptation and also mitigation plans, which there's a historical debt by the developed countries to the developing countries, which they need to pay. So we know that Africans suffer a lot from these impacts. We are now seeing the influx of transnational companies into African territories, taking over lands and forests and communal area, ancestral land, just for business. They plant trees, they take over forests, they deplete forest, which we know in a very high extent contribute to mitigating the impact of climate change.
So Rita, what options are left for us now as Africans to address this issue? That's one question I would like for you to quickly address.
We want real solutions that are people-powered. We need to go back to the drawing board to address the main causes of this climate change by stopping all forms of incentives that are perverse to the protection of our environment. We need to be able to create an environment where we put the management of our food system in the hands of the people through a system of agroecology. We need to put the management of our forests in the hands of the people, not in the hands of corporations who are there to make profit for private pockets and also produce to feed international markets. We need to stop gas flaring, which is a major contributor to global warming in Africa. Our leaders need to be sincere. We need to be able to put our hands on the ground, to focus on real solutions that are people-powered, that are sustainable, that are environmentally just. And we know that the impact.
Rita, I'd like for you to also address this issue. Year in, year out, we have these conferences on climate change, and even the UN General Secretary also raised concerns on the level of commitment. You have seen resolutions reached so far. Are you confident this time around that we will see the needed commitment we need from various countries to address these issues?
Yes. The issue is that it's about the same thing. We are now seeing big corporations influencing policies at the negotiation space. They are influencing the text that need to be on documents. They are influencing our government because they are very powerful. They are very influential. So they are pushing their own agenda at the detriment of people and planet. And we are saying no to that. We need to keep these big polluters out of the climate debate, out of the climate discourse. We need to present people-power solutions, solutions that are sustainable, that are environmentally friendly, that respect the rights of people wherever they are, whether rural or urban. But we know that we may continue to bear the most impact of this devastation across Africa and beyond.
Rita Nwaka, thank you for your time on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you for having me.